what is the potential for Indian REIT and InvIT industry? In terms of assets, what are the kind of assets we have monetized so far? What is the potential in terms of further subsectors which can be monetized?
India has made an excellent beginning, but obviously we have a long journey to cover. For example, on the office side, we have in India office stock of almost 800 million square feet, of which about 400 to 500 million square feet will be REITable. When I say REITable, I mean it needs to be grade A. It needs to have those professional managers managing for them to actually make way into REITs. Today we have about 125, 130 million square feet inside between the three office REITs. So you still have almost 4x growth potential for REITs to expand on the office side. On the retail side, again, we have about 10 to 15 million square feet, which is under the REIT because we have one shopping center REIT in India. But today we have about 70 odd million square feet of retail stock in India. When I say retail, I mean shopping center. So that's again another 7x growth. There are other asset classes, like I said, warehousing, you can have hotels. All of those can actually come into REITs. But as we grow in India in terms of the market, we will actually start seeing these asset classes also coming. Warehousing, I think we already have one warehouse InvIT. It's come on the InvIT side because it had a private listing. But I think more and more of these asset classes will over time start coming into the REIT. To sum up, the future is very bright. All that we have to do is to make sure more and more investors are educated about this instrument so that the instrument can actually start moving in the direction of mutual funds.
In terms of globally, how do we compare? Globally, business trusts have been in existence for more than 60 years or even more for that matter in the US. So if you look at it, that business trusts, which essentially are yield platforms, have been there. People understand that these are mature markets there. So anybody who is looking at portfolio diversification will always have some component of their corpus attributed towards business trusts, which are yield making or yield generating income, irrespective of the underlying class, whether it could be a combination of real estate, infrastructure, so on and so forth. We are progressing in that direction itself. Now, in terms of numbers, it's just been about 8-9 years that InvITs have come to the fore. Within the country, all of us are aware the kind of infrastructure needs which are required across roads, ports, airports, power, generation, distribution, transmission, all throughout. The core infrastructure requirement between 2024 to 2030 itself is somewhere about 102 lakh crores. It's very clear that to invest or to look at these kind of capex spends, the kind of financial institutions which are there in the market today or the debt providers which are there are certainly not enough. So definitely InvIT-like platforms would be required to come to the fore and start funding these kind of projects. And this I'm talking about greenfield capex requirements which are there, and this is across the infrastructure classes. Add to that the monetization plans that Government of India has been talking about, the National Monetization Plan. It was about, again, a very large number of which 40-50% is only done, balance is yet to be done. And InvITs, given their natural benefits in terms of the pass-through structures, the kind of sources of capital which is available, considering these are high quality platforms come to the market to provide access for developers to churn their capital and reinvest in under construction. So I think by and large, there is tremendous potential. Through Bharat InvITs Association, we had done some number crunching, and it is somewhere about 21-22 lakh crore, at least over the next 3, 4, 5 years that we are looking at across these infrastructure classes. Bulk of, I would say that InvITs we have seen on the road sector. There are a few on the power transmission as well as on the renewable generation projects. We have a couple on the warehousing ones, telecom towers, gas pipeline projects that we have seen. But I think a couple other infrastructure assets and everything which is on a private-public partnership basis can technically get is InvITable. Now, whether that is ports, whether that is airports, any kind of waste management services that you look at, municipal corporations can also think of all the assets that they own if they can get converted. So across asset classes, if you look at it, a lot of opportunity, many avenues which are there. Just that the question is whether it is scalable, whether the investors are there to understand the business risks which are posed and whether they are able to invest in it. So I think we all come to the thing of more education, how to improve the liquidity across these platforms going forward, attract more and more classes of investors, is something that I think all of us are working towards, and will certainly add to that from a potential standpoint.